Well, everyone, it's time for us to go and start another battery comparison up. This time, we're comparing the iPhone 16 against the 16 Pro Pixel 8a, the iPhone 15, Galaxy S24, and the Nothing Phone 2a. Now, the way this battery comparison works is that they're all right now at 100% battery health, so there shouldn't be any differences there. They're all basically almost at 100% battery capacity. Some other big things to keep in mind: they both have all the applications closed out in the background. So all the applications are currently closed out. That Samsung Wallet one is kind of annoying. And we also have basically, they're all on max brightness as well. So it's another big thing to keep in mind. So this one had that one. So they all are at max brightness as well. So what we're going to do now is we're going to just go ahead and let them die out. Whatever I do on one phone, I'm also going to do on the other one. And we'll check in every hour or two and see where they're at. So for the first hour, all I'm going to do is I'm going to load a YouTube video in the background, and I'm just going to let them die out from there. So literally just going to do a countdown timer, that way they don't time out, and we'll go and check back in another hour, and we'll basically see where we're at within the next hour. So from there, we'll do other tests, but let's check back in another hour and see where we're at. So it's been about an hour. I changed the brightness up a little bit. My iPhone 16 is at 96%, iPhone 16 Pro is at 96%, Pixel 8a is at 94%, my iPhone 15 is at 94%, my Galaxy S24 is at 93%, and my Nothing Phone 2a is at 94%. So relatively speaking, just for being on their main screen for an hour, not really too many differences for the most part. There's still a lot of similarity here. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and just load up Temple Run 2. That these two phones are still the best. The 16 Pro doing slightly better than the 16 right now. So let's go and see how they hold up after an hour worth of Temple Run 2. Nothing super crazy. We'll check back in an hour and see where we're at. So we are now at the 2-hour mark, as you all can see. And we're probably going to be at varying battery lives. So if I go and take a second to hop out of all these, it's going to take a second. Let me go and see where my battery lives are. So swooping back to the front screen, you can see that all these phones are at a little bit different battery lives. So my iPhone 16 is at 84%, 16 Pro is at 86%, Pixel 8a is at 83%, the iPhone 15 right now is at 83% as well. The Galaxy S23 is at 82%, and my Nothing Phone 2a is at 84%. So that is kind of interesting what's going on here. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip these two just because it's really hard for me to see that number. Now, what I can tell you so far right now is that between all, they're all variously around the same, which is kind of interesting. So the 16 Pro, I think, is still in the lead right now, which is not that surprising. Actually, it is surprising because the 16 was doing better last time. So I don't know how these two flipped. But I will tell you right now, we're going to just let them die out again one more time. So we'll go back into the Temple Run 2 game with YouTube in the background. We'll basically see how long it takes for all these to die out from there. So we'll check back in another hour. We're now at the 4-hour mark, and we are going to be at varying battery lives. So let's go and hop out of here. Again, Temple Run 2 for the last 2 hours, actually. I think it's been 2 hours since I last checked in, and this is going to be a long night. The iPhone 16 at 63%, 16 Pro at 64%, Pixel 8a at 55% now. Interesting stuff. The Samsung Galaxy S24 is at 46%. This one I would probably say has the higher likelihood of probably dying the soonest. The iPhone 15 at 62%, and the Nothing Phone 2a actually doing the best at 65%. Now, I would assume this Nothing Phone 2a probably is going to do the best. It has probably the biggest battery size here. So I'm still surprised about the iPhone 16 Pro. Last time I did this test, the 16 was doing better than the 16 Pro. So we'll see if anything changes here. I'm probably going to say in another like 7 hours, we're probably going to get a definitive answer of which one is the best one here. So we'll check back in about another hour or so and see where we're at from there. So actually over an hour passed. I changed the direction of the camera because it just wasn't looking that good before. Now we are at various battery lives again. The iPhone 16, 50%, iPhone 16 Pro at 51%, Google Pixel 8a, 40%, Galaxy S24 is at 23%, surprisingly, iPhone 15, 48%, and the Nothing Phone 2a at 53%. So as of this point, the Galaxy S24 is doing the worst. The Nothing Phone 2a is doing the best. The iPhone 16 and 16 Pro doing fairly decent, as I would expect, but nothing super crazy to report. I think the Galaxy S24 is probably going to die within the next hour or two, and we'll just basically see what happens from there. Another hour has gone by, so let's go and take a look. Hopping out of all these one more time, you can see that my iPhone 16 is at 40%, 16 Pro 42%, Pixel 8a 27%. My Galaxy S24 is about to die. That one's at 8%. My iPhone 15, 39%. And my Nothing Phone 2a is at 44%. So the Nothing Phone 2a still 6 hours into the test is still doing better. than all these other phones. The 15 still hanging up in there. We have the Pixel 8a and the Galaxy S24 at the far end, like basically at the lowest. But the Nothing Phone 2a is doing the best right now. I'm pretty surprised about it. So it's funny, I just got an Apple Intelligence out right here. We'll check back in about another hour. I think the Galaxy S24 might be dead, but I guess we'll see when it happens. So we are now at the 7-hour mark, the 7-hour 1-minute mark, and I was just playing Temple Run 2. I had to close out of it. I wasn't recording, so I don't even know what just happened. But my Galaxy S24 did end up dying at the 6-hour and 26-minute mark. So kind of keep that in mind. The iPhone 16 is at 29%, iPhone 16 Pro 31%, the Pixel 8a is at 13%, and the iPhone 15 28%, and the Nothing Phone 2a 34%. So the Nothing Phone 2a is still in number 1 place, which is very, very cool. The iPhone 16 Pro are up there. Basically, the iPhone 15 is right behind the iPhone 16, which is pretty surprising, and the Pixel 8a is right at the end. So I would give it like another hour before the Pixel 8a is probably dead. So we'll see what happens there, but we'll check back in another hour and we'll basically see where we're at from there. Another hour has passed. We're still doing this battery comparison. The Google Pixel 8a did end up dying at the 7-hour and 48-minute mark. Pretty surprising. I knew it wasn't going to last that long, but it surprised me how much longer it lasted over the Galaxy S24, which is crazy. Now, hopping out of these particular games right here, we can go and kind of see what's going on. With my iPhone 16, we are at 18%, the iPhone 16 Pro 21%, iPhone 15 16%, and the Nothing Phone 2a at 24%. So still the Nothing Phone 2a is doing very, very good. I think we're coming to the end. I think within the next 2 hours, all these phones are probably going to be dead. Maybe the 16 will die and the 15 will die in the next hour and a half, but we'll check back in at around that 9-hour mark and see where we're at. Another hour has just passed, and these phones are still alive. I'm kind of surprised about it. So you can see that my iPhone 16 is currently at 7%. My iPhone 16 Pro is at 10%, iPhone 15 5%, and the Nothing Phone 2a at 13%. So I'm probably going to guess that within the next hour, at least the 15 is going to die and the 16 is going to die. And then we'll be stuck with the 16 Pro and the iPhone and the Nothing Phone 2a. So pretty interesting stuff. I'm very surprised how all these phones are handling up so well. So once again, we'll check back in about another hour and basically see where we're at. And then finally, the iPhone 16 Pro ended up dying at basically the 9-hour and 59-minute mark. So what basically just happened? So throughout the last couple of hours, we noticed that basically the Samsung Galaxy S24 was the first one to die at the 6-hour and 26-minute mark. The Google Pixel 8a then died at the 7-hour 48-minute mark. Then the iPhone 15 at 9 hours and 19 minutes. The iPhone 16 at 9 hours and 32 minutes. And this one at the 9-hour and 59 minutes, the 16 Pro. So we can kind of see that between all of them, the 16 Pro was the iPhone that lasted the longest. It was also the second to last longest phone here. The Nothing Phone 2a actually ended up lasting the longest period of time at the, basically still at the 10-hour mark. It could still keep going. So what did we learn? The 16s honestly are still doing very good, but when compared to some of the cheapest phones on the Android side, those ones tend to have better battery life just because the display isn't as bright. It's not the best display of all time, although it's bigger. You're also getting bigger sized batteries inside of that too. So I would say between all of them, the Nothing Phone 2a did really, really good today, but the iPhone 16 Pro also did very, very good too. So in terms of all that, that kind of covers it up here. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.